This is an online question and answer session with our subscribers about reading. We will be conducting more such sessions in future. Please comment if you would like to participate and talk to our expert.
Okay, so see, I'll tell you the reason. Okay, so when we are talking about each question has its own way of doing it. Okay, because sometimes the question may be asking you to find out the purpose of what the a particular paragraph, or sometimes there are other type of questions where they are asking you to find out a meaning of a particular sentence, or a particular word. So there are different types of questions that you generally find in part C. Okay, and how you should approach each of these types of questions depends on what the question is asking you. Sometimes, like, I'll give you an example. For example, if you're talking about a question where you are the what is the purpose of the paragraph, if that is the question. So, or the question is like asking you to find out what is the purpose. So in such cases, what you have to do is that you have to obviously don't read your options immediately, because you have a disadvantage if you read the options in advance, because you will be reading two options which are incorrect. So unnecessarily you give yourself a scope to confuse. So, like, to avoid that, you can try, you just don't need to read the options. You come to the area, and, like, if the question is asking you to find out the purpose, then obviously you have to read the entire content of that particular paragraph. Okay, because purpose, it's an indicative information. It may not be written anywhere that this is the purpose. Okay, you have to figure out from what the sentences are talking, or like what kind of words, what kind of adjectives have been used to describe. So based on that, you have to come to a conclusion about. And then after that, once you generate a rough idea about the purpose, rough idea, it's not necessary that you have to be specific, rough idea. And then if you try to eliminate, you will have a uh, far better chance of eliminating it more effectively. Did you understand that, Simran? Simran, did you get what I said?
No, sir.
Like, see this question. See, if this question is asking you, okay, see what, can everyone see this? Simran, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, if this is the question, for example, okay, in the first paragraph, what is the writer's attitude towards the new program? Okay, so obviously you have to search for the attitude. Okay, and it is obvious that the attitude will not be written that this is the attitude. Okay, you have to figure it out. Okay, that's an implied meaning. Okay, it has an implied meaning. So, so you have to look for where the writer. First of all, you have to look for where the writer is talking. Okay, so which sentence is what the writer says. Okay, so if you read this, patient has this from, like, if you read this, like, yeah, see, from here, because this is where they are talking about the concept. Okay, so if you want me to read, see, an important component of patient's history and physical examination is the question of medication compliance. The term use, so these are all the definition. Okay, what it is, to designate whether or not the patient takes a medicine, or like, but the question is like, what is his attitude towards this particular program. So here they are in the first few sentences, they are describing the attitude. Okay, they are describing the what the program is. Okay, then many hospital chart bears a notorious common patient has a history of non-compliance, now under a new experimental program. So automatically when you read this, you should get an idea that here they started to talk about the experimental program. And then they are saying the concept makes sense in theory. If you look here, okay, the concept makes sense in theory. So this is like so when you see this word, the concept makes sense in theory, this is something that the writer is talking. Okay, sorry, this is something that the writer is talking. So only this sentence is what you have to make sense with. Okay, so automatically, um, make sense word is there automatically, so that indicates that he is having a positive attitude anyway. So doubts will go, skeptical will go. Okay, then appreciates or enthusiastic. Okay. D you can easily eliminate by the word that he's comparing it from other doctors. Okay. And here the question is towards the new program. Okay. So and there is no mention of any other doctors. I don't think even if it is mentioned. Right. So like this it will, so if you have a general understanding of the information and then you try to eliminate it, you will be able to eliminate it far effectively. That is what I meant to say. So, did you get this?
Yes, sir.
So first step that you have to try doing is that try to generate a rough idea what the information is talking about. Okay, based on what the question is asking you, like writer's attitude. So you have to find out where, like, don't read seriously until you find where the attitude is, because once you are able to narrow down on that information, it will be easy for you to understand it, as well as you have lesser chances of getting confused with any other information written on the other part of the paragraph, which may not be directly giving you the answers. So like that is what maybe if you see, um, in this question also, see, in the second paragraph the writer suggests that, so we are talking about a suggestion that the writer is mentioning. Okay. And about one category of non-compliance, so automatically your target should be where they are talking about non-compliance. Okay, so you don't seriously read anything in deep down or deeply, don't read anything deeply until you come to an area where they're talking about a non-compliance. And once you generate what that non-compliance is, then if you try to eliminate options, you will be able to eliminate it better. Did you I hope you got this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so maybe I think more practice is what you should be trying. Okay. Did you book your dates already?
No, sir.
Okay, like any plan to write?
Actually, I have given. Actually, sir, I have given my exam in February,
Feb.
but I lost in yes reading and writing, sir.
Hmm. So we've not booked it again anyway.
No, sir, because I'm having fear of reading. So I
The fear of reading is,
can't.
I think it's something that you should not be having, and no one should be having fear of reading as long as you can understand what you're reading. If you don't understand, also, it's not a very big problem. Okay, you don't need to understand everything to answer a question in OET. Okay, because yeah, if you are careful about the type of words, if you like what kind of sentences are used and what kind of all these things, if you keep in mind, you may have a better chance of getting it correct.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Good, thank you. Anyone else who has a doubt? Anybody? Okay, so Simran, do you have anything else that you want me to ask?
No, sir.
Okay.
Uh, it's just about elimination method. I'm not able to understand.
See, if you
But
want
now
to
it's
try
clear.
do one thing, if you, I'll also suggest you something. When you, like, if you are doing certain questions and you have any doubts and all, post that. Take a snap of that picture and post it to me. If you're not able to understand things, I'll try to explain it from my side. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I hope you got this idea, and I think we'll bring in more people in the coming classes, and we'll see how it happens. Okay, so we have been instructed to do this regularly. Okay, mostly we'll be doing it a couple of more times in future, maybe around Saturdays in future. So uh, let's see. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for being, and thank you the student for asking the questions. And this is a recorded session, so don't worry. We'll be like, if you want a copy of this recorded session, please send a WhatsApp message, and I'll send these recorded session to you.
Ear set or something similar?
Okay, so yeah, that's a like very common question. So what I to answer to that question, I'll say that it depends upon the center where you're taking it. Okay, sometimes in our part of places, like we are in Dubai. So if
Mm-hmm.
here in Dubai we have individual headsets being provided, but there are some centers in India where you don't find individual headsets sometimes. Okay, but nowadays I think we don't find any centers where you don't have an individual headset being given to you while you do your listening. Okay, so but again, subject to the centers availability of those kind of resources, if they have the headsets and these kind of things. But you get a chance to tell them if you're not comfortable. Okay, like
Oh, okay.
if you can't hear it properly, or if you have any other kind of problems, you can, they give you some time where they can, you can place your concern, and they may be able to make some changes to that.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for quick digression for
No
from
problem.
reading.
Anything else that you want to know?
Yeah, that's okay. I will now focus on reading. Thank you.
So where have you booked it?
In London.
London.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you will be getting it, no problem. I guess yes, because in certain places there are some external organizations who are conducting the exam in certain countries. Like if you're talking about Prometric and these kind of testing
Mhm.
agencies also conduct OET exams in certain countries. So they will be equipped, I guess.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, you feel free to shoot out any kind of doubts you have to my mobile number. Okay, and if you
Yeah, thank you.
have questions or any such kind of things, feel free to ask. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we have a new person who joined recently. The last person. I'm sorry, I was not able to. I just missed while I was sending you the link. Okay, so what's happening with your reading, Shawan Roy?
Uh, Hello, sir.
Yes.
Actually, I have attended that exam on April 4 only. Basically, I'm getting the answer, but I can't manage the time. So problem
Uh,
for me.
See, time is also not a very big problem if you're talking about reading. Okay, see, I will tell you a breakdown, interesting breakdown. You may be able to find it interesting. The thing is that when you're talking about you have a part strictly timed 15 minutes. You don't have any more time to do a part in reading. Okay, and obviously you have 20 questions to answer. So if you're talking about managing time there, what I personally would suggest you is that you can spend some time to go through the paragraphs in advance before you start reading the questions, like text A, text B. Go through those texts in advance quickly. Underline any numbers, or underline any dates or a name of people, or any, if you notice any kind of, what do you say, symptoms being mentioned, underline that these are symptoms. So just quickly. Okay, you don't spend more than 30 seconds there. Okay, for each of the text. Okay, you move on doing that. Okay, and but if once you do that, and you start doing your questions, you will have a far better chances of finding it quickly, because you already have a general idea. Okay, and some people also suggest you to start doing it from question number 8. But as long as you are not familiar with your paragraph, you will still be looking. Okay, so that is why I would say that it's better to get a general idea about the paragraph before you start. So that is how you can save your time in the 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 first section. Okay, Then if you're talking about B part, you have sufficient and more time. That is what my opinion is, okay? Because um, this entire session you have it for like 45 minutes you have, okay? So and if you talk about B part, consider giving it 15 minutes, okay, for B part. So you still be left with 2 minutes to do each question, okay? 6 questions, and you want to do it in 15 minutes. You have approximately 2 minutes that you can spare for this thing, okay? Similarly, you can spare equal amount of 2 minutes each question for questions in part C also, because you have that remaining half an hour to do it. So on an average, okay, some questions you don't even require 2 minutes to finish. So like if you have a general idea, and another benefit of doing reading is that once you have generated a rough idea about the paragraph, you start getting answers easily. So that is the most significant part, okay? If you are guessing and if you are trying to look for some loopholes or these kind, but I think it will take, it will be easy, just like we did one question just now, right? So it would be easy simply, if you try to read it carefully, like quickly, and you'll be able to come to a conclusion, right?
Okay,
And
sir.
another thing is that if
Actually,
you
sir, basically,
another thing
uh,
is that, okay, let me add this, okay, that if you really think that you're taking a lot of time, move on, okay? Don't try to stay there, okay? Because if you think that one particular question is taking a lot of time, leave that question. It's better to do that, okay? But it's not a wise idea to ignore informations just to save time, right? Okay. Yeah.
actually, sir, basically part C, like, I'm not able to understand the meaning. I mean, I need to read it 2 or 3 times the paragraph. Then only I can understand that actually what
See,
is that happening.
again, what I did just now, okay? Wait, I will do it for you. It's like, I think you can see my screen, right? Yeah. See, look at this question, okay? Or maybe any such. We're talking about C part question, okay? See, mm, yeah. Imagine this is the question, okay? So how I would do this particular question is like, what I will do is that, when I am trying to find out, so I will look, what does the writer say? Okay, we are talking about something that the writer has said, okay? Okay, second, about what? About the side effects to medication. So these are the things that I will be looking for, okay, where they are talking about. So um, anyway, you have to start, but you start reading, but don't focus too much until you find somewhere they are talking about any side effects to medications, or any, or what the writer is having an opinion, okay? So the not uncommonly patients will say, I googled it the other day, there was a long list of side effects, but a simple conversation with the patient at this juncture can easily change their perspective. As with many things in medicine, it's all about risk versus benefits, and that's what we physicians are trained to analyze. And patients can be rest assured that we'll monitor them closely for side effects and address any that are unpleasant, either by treating them or by trying a different medication. So this entire paragraph is like, I think you only have one, two, and three sentences, okay? Like if you talk, because anyway you are reading something, you have to read it from sentence to sentence, okay? So it started from here, this is one sentence, and then you have starting from here, and this also four sentences, okay? From here, yes, so till here. So all the four is about side effects to medication. So obviously you have to understand the combined meaning of all the four, okay? So automatically, uncommonly, they're saying that, when they google it, they'll get it, okay? There was a long list of side effects, but a simple conversation can change their perspective. So they're talking about something, to change their viewpoint, okay? As with many things, it's all about risk versus benefit. So yeah, as with, see, look at this sentence. This is about the side effects, okay? They are saying, because they are saying that they got a long list of side effects, okay? So the same thing that they're talking about, okay? That's what the physicians are trained to analyze, and patients can be rest assured that we'll monitor them closely for side effects. So what are they indicating? Are they saying fear of them can waste a lot of unnecessary consultation time? mislead. Yeah, this one you can select. Okay, the same thing I googled it the other day, but whether it is misleading we don't know. Okay, the google it the other day and there was a long list of side effects, but we don't know if it is misleading or not. Okay, it's just saying long list of side effects. Okay, so that is why this option goes. Okay, then this option, see, look at this, doctors needs to have a better plan in place if they develop. So are we talking about all the doctors or like whom? Like, because we cannot talk about all the doctors together, or at least we should say that doctors who are advising a patient who have side effects, or doctors when they're treating patients with side effects. This option, doctors needs to have a better plan. We are not talking about a particular doctor, we're talking about all the doctors, huh? So such kind of options, it's very rare that you get an answer from that. Okay, and what about this word? See, and look for anything which is uncommon in sentences. Unnecessary consultation time looks common. Okay, when we are talking about likelihood, this is something that is not a familiar word for everyone. So any option that might have such kind of unfamiliar or less familiar words is likely to be an option. Okay, likely to be an answer. So such all these kind of ideas can be used. Okay, did you get that now?
Yes, sir.
So that is, see, like I told you, every question has its own strategies that you have to perform when you are trying to do it. Okay, because you cannot find really identical questions. Okay, all the questions, the content will be different, the sentences in the options will be different, the question will be different. So it's very tough for you to look for certain words. Instead, you should be ready with the strategy when you have that particular question in front of you. Like this one is talking about side effects. If you have another, this one is about writer's reservation. So writer's reservation means what the writer thinks. So obviously you have to look for where they are talking about that. So like that, you have to modify your reading skills to get this. Okay, because otherwise it can be sometimes quite overwhelming by the time you're not getting answers and you think that it's you're not able to find answers. So yeah, I think it's uh, something that you should be not worrying much, but practice needed.
Sir, another one concern I am having regarding that listening.
Listening.
Like, yeah. So whenever we are doing for the practice, some answer is coming like long answer, like more than 3 or 4 words.
See,
So
okay,
I am not.
see, I will, for that, I understand that is a very common problem. Okay, I'll say, see, when you are practicing, see, don't worry about see, have you tried the official ones that, like the books that OET has released?
Yes,
Hmm?
sir.
So there,
I have did few.
no, no,
I
wait.
mean, I have done
So
few.
what I'm talking about a very specific number of tests. Okay, I would say around 10 or 11, maybe less than that. Okay, somewhere around that, because those are the tests that OIT has. But most of the other tests that we have is like people created it. Okay, and created it with lot of effort, and they made it and all. So the but there is certainly a difference in the quality. Okay, so what I would suggest you is that try to go through those official ones. Okay, if you don't have, I can share you the links and all those things. Okay, so that you can find which are those. Okay, so like Melissa Gordon, I think if you people have done that, I would say that Melissa Gordon test is there, in which the name of the patient is Melissa Gordon. So that one is an official one. Then you have another one called as Race and
Recent.
yeah, and like that, you have around 10 less than 15. Okay, of them which are official ones. Okay, and same thing is there in reading as well. So sometimes you should be a little bit flexible with the materials that you're doing. Okay, because if you're not doing the official ones, then you can expect uh, you know um, a little lengthy answers also, but no problem, it's good to practice. Okay, I would say, I would not say that you should not use it, but it's good to practice. But don't think that if you're not able to score that properly, maybe you will not be able to score there. Okay, but try practice if you want to get an idea, exact idea how the listening exam is going to happen. I think check the official ones, and that is the best um, example, I would say. If that you find difficult, maybe usually you might, those answers are not very lengthy. Okay, I'll show you an example.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll show you example. See, listening answer key. Okay, see, all the answers are less than one word. These are official ones. Okay, see, this is part A questions. Can you see?
Yes, sir, I can see.
Yeah, see all those, maximum two words. Then B and C, obviously you have alphabets. Okay, so you don't have to worry about writing. You just need to write BA and all those things. So yeah, so these cracked and dry. Yeah, they you find three words, but they are not so lengthy that you are finding it difficult to. So those kind of answers you
No, it's
usually find.
small only, sir. But the some certain type of material, it's too lengthy
See,
answers.
that's what
Like,
I told you. No,
uh,
you have to be little bit. What do you say? Flexible around those things. Okay, because but don't think that if you're not able to get it, if it is lengthy. Um, but that's not the actual size of questions and or answers that you actually get, so you don't have to worry about that much. But what I said is like you can practice anyway, but don't think it as a caliber of your ability. Okay.
okay, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, this B and C for listening, like sometimes we will hear this all these options and all.
Hmm.
So, how we can get more score? Like, what is the tricks for behind that? Actually,
Listening.
I am not getting. Yeah.
Okay, see, listening part B and C, not just part B and C. I think listening the full, the key is the only thing that will increase your score. Key, the main part, okay, is how well you understood the question before the audio starts. Okay, before the audio starts, you get some time to read, right? So how well you understood that question. So that will decide whether you will get the answer correct or not. Okay, because in part B, obviously you have sufficient time, you have time to read the question, but I don't think it's too, like, a lot of time, but sufficient time, I would say. But sometimes you may not be able to read, so but still, there are things that you can do. Look for the verbs in that sentence. Okay, verbs means the activity, name of an activity written there, like from, for, or like any kind of verbs in there, like we'll talk, don't worry. Like for example, see uh see maybe, huh? Yeah, maybe. See, advisability of ways to avoid, available. So these kind of things, if you look, you will get a general idea about what the question is or what the option is. Okay, you'll not get a detailed idea, but you get a general idea, because like if you read the word available there, you will understand that we are talking about some kind of availability. Okay, then you can look for what availability, painkillers. Okay, and available when, during labor. So like that, you can quickly come to a conclusion about the meaning of a particular sentence if you look at the verb in that sentence. Okay, you understood what I'm saying? Yeah. So try doing that, and that will that will give you an upper hand when you start your audio. Did you understand what I said?
Okay.
Did you understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more questions before we wind up today's session? We'll plan to do this more often. Okay.
So that will be really means beneficial for us, especially for me. Like if anyone is telling me, so I can understand. Okay, this is happening, so answer is coming like that. So that is really giving some inspirations. Like since
See,
not getting proper
you have
marks.
to make your reading interesting. Okay, somehow. Okay. So
Yes,
either
sir.
either you if somebody's like explaining and if it becomes interesting to you, you're fine. But then again, you have to consider that it's not my ability that is being tested there. Okay. So you may have to try doing that. Okay, explaining once you before you start explaining, before you need explanation for a question, try doing it 3 4 times by yourself. Okay. And if you're still not able to come to a conclusion about a question, then you have used up all your ability. So then giving you an idea will be like learning for you. So that is what I think. But again, like I said, try practicing more on officials. Okay. Don't go for a, like, if you're going for unofficial also, no problem, but read it properly. Okay. Otherwise what happens is that if you don't read, materials will keep on finishing. Okay. But nothing will happen. Okay. You'll finish a lot of materials, but by end of the day what you gain is like you don't know. So that is what will happen if you don't read. I think you should generate a patience to read. You're paying so much money, you are like, I think, so it's needed anyway. Right? Good. I think you all. Okay. Any more questions before we wind up? Okay. So we'll keep you posted. I think we'll have this session also recorded. I have recorded it, and if you need a this session, I can send it. Okay, no problem. Okay. And we will be posting it on. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll be just leaving. Okay. I'll be closing the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.